This is Tim Hardaway Files. Welcome back, powered by Believe. I want to remind all the listeners to subscribe to Apple and Spotify. Follow us, Believe on YouTube. And remember, my memoir is coming out in October. All right, you could pre-order it today, but it comes out in October. My life from the Chicago streets to basketball royalty. It's going to be a good book. So I hope you all subscribe to it or pre-order it and get your when it comes out, go buy it because you all want to know about how I grew up. It's in my memoir and it's going to tell you all about how I grew up. But let's get back to the Eastern Conference Finals. Let's talk about what's going on with the New York Knicks. I think the New York Knicks did a hell of a job this year. People say they overachieve. Some people say they underachieve. I think they did exactly what they supposed to do. I think New York Knicks fans, they love to talk about their team so much that they are disappointed when they fall. I just, I just don't agree with that. You got to give praise where praise is due. You all went out and got Cat. Cat is a different basketball player. Cat is a 7-foot guy that can make jump shots. Cat is a confident person that can drive to the hole and make plays. I think he did a fabulous job this year, especially during the playoffs. I think he went out there, played his best basketball when he needed to. Y'all criticize him when he shot too many threes. Y'all criticize him when he didn't make to go to the hole too many times. Y'all criticize him when he didn't post up. And he went out there and did all that. That's why y'all made it to the Eastern Conference Finals, because it was Cat. It was one thing he did. When you said that he couldn't do it, he did it. And a guy from WFAN, I'm not going to mention his name, but WFAN host called out Cat, saying he's a loser, saying he's not that type of player, saying that he's overpaid, saying that he's not going to take the team to a promised land. Come on, man. I disagree with him. I disagree with him wholeheartedly. If it wasn't for Cat, you all wouldn't have made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. If it wasn't for Cat, you all would have had a tough time in the playoffs against the Detroit Pistons. Y'all wouldn't have won that series. So let's give praise what praise is due, man. And let's get off Tibbs. Tibbs did a great job. I don't think his job is in jeopardy. I think he's going to have his job is safe, and I think he's going to be there all next season. All right, and hopefully they give him an extension. I think he's the right coach for that team right now. Yes, I will agree with a lot of people that he does need to play his bench during the season. He does need to play his bench during the season, so when it comes up to the playoffs, they'll have more reps, they'll be better prepared, and they'll be ready to play. That's what I say. I agree with you all on that. You can't have an 8-man rotation playing the whole season, then playing in the playoffs too. They're going to get tired. You got to have a 10-man, 12-man rotation as he see. Let's give praise to Rick Carlisle. He's a hell of a coach. He was a hell of a coach in Dallas. Don't forget, he won a championship in Dallas too. You always got to have players. He had Dirk Nowitzki, of course, Jason Kidd, Jason Terry, those guys coming off the bench, Berea, and he just had a good team. But he's a hell of a coach. He's a good innovation coach, and I don't think Indiana could have had another coach that could bring the talent out in them and can make them understand how to play and what they need to do and play and hold them accountable. He talks to them. You see him talking to them. You see him saying, no. We want to do this. He sits them down on the bench. He reiterates to them what he needs for them to do, and they go out there and do it. That's why they successful. That's why they like playing for Rick Carlisle. Man, I'm gonna tell you this, man. I don't know if Indiana is ready for what they think is going to be an easy series against OKC. OKC, man, I um I watched them play. They play tough. They play hard. They play strong. They're gonna get up into you. Tyrese Halliburton. I think the key to this series is Tyrese Halliburton and Miles Turner. They gotta have both of them. Gotta have good games to win this series. I think everybody else is gonna play well. Obi Toppin, I think he has to come off the bench, and Matherin has to come off the bench and play well. And they got to cut down. They can't have 20 turnovers. They can't have 15 turnovers against OKC. And you got to leave the referees alone. And Tyrese Halliburton, you got to pull up your big boy pants now. You got to pull them up because they're gonna be more and more physical against you. They're gonna be pushing you. They're gonna be shoving you. You're not gonna be able to get where you need to get to. So we're gonna see exactly where you at in this series. And it's gonna start game one. You got to come out ready to go game one. Yeah, it's gonna be rowdy up there in OKC. I never heard it when it was that rowdy, but I hear people say it's really, really, really crazy up there. And I can't wait to hear that crowd through that TV and listening to that crowd pump their team up. Shea Gildress Alexander, the MVP. Everybody talk about he shoot too many free throws. I think that sometimes he don't shoot enough free throws. I saw the last game where he should at least went to the line at least 20 times, 22 times. They didn't even call some of the fouls that they should have called for him. And the ones they did call for him was the right call. He put the initiative on the referees. He put the initiative on the defense. He's coming down here. He putting the pressure on all the guards or whoever's sticking them, and he plays his way. If he don't get a call, he don't raise his hands. He don't talk to the referee. He don't, be upset with the referee. He just go down court and play defense and try to get the ball back. That's the way you're supposed to play. And that's why he gets calls because he doesn't say anything. But he gets hit too. So sometimes I think he doesn't go to the free throw line enough. But when he does go to the free throw line, I think it's the right call. Okay, you got Jay Williams, you got Wallace, you got Holmgren. These guys are hungry. They are very, very, very hungry. And I'm going to tell you this right out the gate. I think that it's going to be overwhelming for Indiana, and I think that Indiana is going to, when they really, really find out when it's time to play, I think it's going to be too late. I think they're going to be down 3-0. I really do think so. And then it's going to be too late. I'm looking for a good series, though. I'm looking for a damn good series. If Halliburton and Miles Turner come and play, I think it's going to be a good series, and I think it's going to go 6 or 7 games. But if they don't come out and play the way I think they should, it could go 4. Yeah, it could go 4. It could go 4-0 OKC because that's how tough OKC is. But you got to put the onus on OKC. You got to come to them. You got to put that pressure on them. And I don't think that on makes the Indiana going to be able to run it up on OKC like they did against the Cleveland Cavaliers or the New York Knicks, because they're going to be right in your face. They're not going to give you time to take the ball out and rush it up. They're going to be right in your face, and they're going to be denying the basketball, and they're going to make you run your offense, and you're going to have to run your offense strong, Indiana. You're going to have to run your offense strong. So be ready, be prepared. I think everybody is saying the right thing about Indiana. You better be prepared. You better be ready for their physicality. And Tyrese Halliburton and Miles Turner have to come up big. We know we know what uh Siakam gonna do. We know exactly what he gonna do. He gonna come out and play. He gonna do his best. He gonna do what he's supposed to do, and he gonna play well. I think for this series, I think the guy that really can take Indiana over the top and be a surprise is Nimhard. That's gonna be my sleeper, Nimhard. That's gonna be my guy. He has been doing a little bit here and there, but he's been doing stuff right then, right when they need to. I think he needs to take over for Halliburton when they pressure Halliburton, because I think he could take it and get to where he need to get to, and don't be bothered with their pressure, because he's a point guard also, and that could get to the way he needs to get to on the floor. So I think he's going to be an integral part of their of this series. Nimhard, I always liked him. I think he settles the teams down when he needs settling down. He makes big shots when the team needs big shots. And I think that it's gonna come down to him making shots and making plays in this series. So you know, comment on what I said and what you think, and what you think that I'm not saying, or I want to hear. I'm curious about what you have to say and your thoughts on this series, and your thoughts on what they talking about Cat, because I think he's getting a wrong job. I really I just think that he's it frustrates me because he's not gonna say nothing. He's gonna keep his mouth closed. He's gonna wait until next year or next October to come in and tell people what he think about what he heard all summer. But it's gonna make him better. It's gonna make him better. But I think that they're not being right with Cat. Oh, one more thing. One more thing. Let's talk about Giannis real quick. Where you think Giannis gonna go? Where you think Giannis gonna go? They thinking he's going to go to New York. I don't know. New York don't have. They got to trade for him. They got to trade for him, and I don't think they want to give up their core. I don't think they want to give up 3 or 4 pieces and start all over again. I just don't think so. I don't think they have enough. Golden State probably has enough. Miami has enough to give them, but I don't think Miami's going to give up Hero and Bam Adebayo. I just don't think Pat Riley's going to give them 2 up. Everybody else, yes, but I don't think he's going to give them 2 up. And he got picks. Golden State got some picks. They got Kuminga. So we'll see. But it's going to be wild. It's going to be wild. Is LeBron going to opt in? Yes, he is. He's not going nowhere. So let's leave that, let's stop talking about that. LeBron is not going nowhere. He got family. His businesses are there. He's doing everything out of LA. He's not going nowhere. Okay. And I think he could play another 2 years. That's just me. He's in great shape. He takes care of his body. And I think that he could play another 2 years and play against his son, Bryce, and play with his son in LA. So, that's my thinking. Who else is it out there? Let's see what Kevin Durant gonna go. Who knows? See what the Suns going to do. Who knows? It's good, but the draft, once July 1st hits and you can make trades, it's gonna be very, very, very interesting. And as we keep going down June, and information keep coming out, we all gonna have a lot to say. But if Giannis, I think Giannis is definitely going to get moved. I don't think he's going to be in a Bucks uniform again. So and I think that's appeasing to the NBA. But hey, thanks for tuning in. Remember, subscribe, on Apple or Spotify. Uh, Believe on YouTube TV, and give me your comments and let me know what you think. But I appreciate you all's time. And I appreciate you all listening. And God bless you all. Y'all take care and see y'all soon.